Hello, everybody. It is May the 12th, I think. Hey, babe, what day is it?
Yeah.
It's the 12th?
Yes.
It's not past midnight, right?
No.
Okay. Whew. Phew, that was a close one. So I decided to do a special day in a different place, so it can be unique. So today I'm doing it in the bathroom. Anyway, let's see. Christina's still been feeling sick. Yesterday was a very busy day because it was Mother's Day. Anyway, yesterday was Mother's Day. We had a lot of fun playing games. My wife was feeling sick though. Hopefully she'll feel better soon. Blah, 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 blah. So today I was thinking about all the different topics I could think about. What one to do. And, anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, today I decided to talk a little bit about my journey as a Christian in terms of going forward. I probably mentioned before, I chose to become a Christian. It was my personal choice. And when it comes to that decision and those choices, it does not mean that the decision is easy. And it doesn't mean it comes with easy parts. I've had times where I'm very close to God and other times where it felt very far away. I'd say right now my relationship with God is not nearly as good as it needs to be. But I think part of that is growth as a Christian, or growing up in general. You have to be willing to step out more and more on your own. Because there's important parts and pieces in the world. So we can't expect Dad to treat us like a baby anymore. God, Dad, Father. So the question becomes, what happens to my relationship with God when times get tough? Or whatever. And I came to the conclusion that I have to change my relationship with God. Improve it. That's not something that's easy. It doesn't come over the course of a very short amount of time. And so, trying to get to that point where I can feel more confident in my belief in God. And I understand. Just the idea that I'm going to choose God means that I'm expected to choose God regardless, right? That's my choice, that's my decision, but it affords me a lot in terms of my ability to doubt. My struggle forward with believing in God is almost guaranteed to be full of doubt and bad situations and hardship. It's part of the nature of being a Christian in general, but also the situation I have put myself in. And I do this partly because I want people to not sugarcoat the situation. Being a Christian is difficult. And if you're not a Christian, think of it this way. Believing in something you can't see, that you don't know is there, that you don't control, that you have no idea what's going to happen next. Now, you could say that's kind of true regardless. But the idea that somebody is in control changes that perspective a little bit. And it also makes you realize how insignificant you are and how very little control you have over your life. So I have to come to the conclusion of, how do I have a closer relationship with God? Is it a situation where I just have to talk to him a lot more? Be like, hey God, yo, it's been 5 minutes, you want to talk again? And it's like, am I expecting that every time I say something, I'm going to hear a voice in my head go, hey, it's me, God, how are you doing? Burr, 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 burr. I don't want to get into the situation that I see some Christians get into, where it's wibbly wobbly, faithy waithy, where the Spirit of God, it's just oozing through your mind and soul like a spiritual wave. It kind of, when you get to that point, you kind of lose sight of the groundedness in the situation. You get so lost in the mystical and mythical, or whatever other words I want to make up to describe it, that you don't think about the realism of it. For instance, miracles, right? Let's say somebody's leg, they have their leg cut off, and it miraculously comes back, right? It's surprisingly unmiraculous. I know that sounds really weird, but it's true. The music doesn't swell up, the lights don't turn a certain way. It kind of just happens, and you're like, did that just happen? And you can be like, maybe I just imagined it. I mean, it did, but did it? That's the kind of situation when you talk about of God. Because God isn't a mythical, magical force. He's the same kind of force as everything else in the universe. There's nothing timely-wimey and blah, 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 blah about it. Anyway, I hope that's enough to give you a start in terms of where I plan to go, at least in my journey. Anyway, time to dance in the bathroom. I'm not in the shower, so I'm not singing. Hope this video turns out okay. I have no idea about the acoustics. Remember, I'm doing this for my own embarrassment and your entertainment, so you better appreciate me. Have you ever thought about the fact that we call those 1 teeth our canine teeth?